Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Today, we're going to learn about trannies. Now, what the fuck are those? It's easy. Let's say you got some coil of wire. I mentioned it first, so let's call it the primary. Now, let's say there's a second coil of wire. Probably best to call it the secondary. Now, when a primary coil loves a secondary coil very much, they engage in a special kind of hug called magnetic coupling. So let's say I've added this source of voltage to the primary coil. Now this is going to conjure up some magnetic shit pointed straight into the secondary coil. Now the secondary coil hates that, and it's going to induce the flow of pixies out the other side. Now, if voltage is torque and current is ripams, the tranny is a fixed gearbox. The product of the current and the voltage at the input equals the product of the current and the voltage at the output. Say voltage is force and current is pistonal displacement, the tranny is of course the hydraulic drive system. If voltage is the heat of the meat and current is the mass of the ass, then the tranny is of course the rotational velocity of the angle of the dangle. Now of course this is just pixie in, pixie out, so what's the point? Well, you can vary the number of wraps in each of these coils. Let's take V1, C1, V2, and C2. We have V1 times C1 equals V2 times C2. So let's say the primary coil has like 100 turns, and the secondary coil has like 10,000 turns or some shit, like is the case from these coils that I took from a tranny that I found inside a microwave on the side of the road. Each turn on the primary side has to drive current in hundreds of turns on the secondary side, so the current at the output is going to be very low. However, each of those secondary turns is lined up, so it stacks the voltage over here. So we have V1 is going to be 120 times C1, I don't know, let's call it 5 amps, is going to equal some voltage V2 and some current C2, where C2 is probably really small. Let's call it 50 milliamps. Okay, so we've got these coils back in their magnetic flux enclosure. Here will be the input for the primary, 100 volts off the mains. All of this is weird extra microwave shit. On the output side, we are grounded to the chassis on one end, and we've got our high voltage output here. Now, in order to build a circuit with this for demonstrative purposes, we're going to want to bring in the bundle block. Now, I got a lot of questions about this in the last video. Its build is fairly simple. It's got all the connections that we need. I chose to build mine out of pressure-treated wood so that it wouldn't swell up when I'm using it in the bathtub. Okay, and contact. Ooh, that's got a smell to it. You're going to want to filter that at least through a cigarette. Cornbread. And we're lit.
Alright, now that we've got her apart, we gotta make sure we stay hydrated. Alright, now that we got it out, our primary, our secondary. Now, this has been in a microwave for a long time, so it's really come to know its environment. So you really got to take it apart and shuffle them around, just like a deck of cards. You don't want the same laminations next to each other. It might not be too friendly. Alright, well now that you have them all shuffled around, you're going to need to glue them together. But that is way out of our price range, so we're going to go get the spare one out of the one upstairs. Oh, would you look at that? I sprung a leak. I've set up the spare one off camera. In the old circuit, the secondary was an anemic 10,000 turn high voltage coil. In the new one, it's going to be about a 1 turn. What that's going to mean is the voltage is super low, but it's going to push coulombs like a two-tailed alligator.
So we've got it rigged up in the vise. We've got some ultra high quality lugs on here. And the magic of this is that despite having the ability to push incredible amounts of current, the voltage is incredibly low. Contact. Sitting right around 1.77. And I can touch them, of course, that's a low voltage. But if you let them touch each other, oh yeah. Smells like copper. Hey, why do Transformers hum? Because they don't know the words. So now that we have a high current machine, let's test it out. I've got a quarter of an American peso here, and contact. Now all this is still quite hot, and probably everything here is, because copper's an asshole about heat, but let's see. Oh wow. That actually may have welded. Look at that. Fucking cool.
Now that is a weld. Oh yeah. Still impregnated in there. Right, now it's Lincoln's turn to take Wah. Contact!
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Oh. That.
We're probably breathing fucking gaseous zinc or something right now.
Look at it,
But
remove.
fucking A. There's a hole in it.
Look at that. All the zinc eroded out, and there's just the copper film on the outside left.
Shit, that was on there. Look at that, huh? For the love of all that is focused, you fuck. There we go. It's like a foil. I'm gonna go get some more pennies. So, in the interest of safety, I figure I'll tape off my left-handed ring finger. Not sure why people do this, but fix what ain't broke, you know? Let's get a little bit more intimate on this next one. I'm just gonna lay the penny down on the bumble block, and we're gonna give it some pokes. Ugh. And contact. Oh, oop, she's shaking. What the fuck? What was that sound? So, I've reviewed the footage and realized that you didn't hear what I heard. I think part of what is happening here, focus, is that we're liquefying some of the metal that is inside the penny. I think it's zinc. I don't know. I'm not even going to Google it. But there is some fucking juice coming off in there, and you can hear it. You can hear it boil while the penny's heating up. Fucking cool.
Alright, for my last trick, I'm going to do 3 in a row. And contact. Two in a row.
Oh, fuck.
There you go. That's how you turn 2 pennies into 1. Thanks for watching. Keep your tranny in a vice.
The ice. You keep your stick on the ice. 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 Keep your stick and the Ico. What's that? Keep your stick on the ice.